Jonathan Angel here for Pro Boxing Fans. I'm joined by the former World Heavyweight Champion and top contender now, right up there in the WBO rankings, Joseph Parker. How you doing?
Doing good, thank you, bro.
6 weeks out from fight night. Well, almost 6 weeks Saturday.
7 weeks.
7 weeks. Almost.
7 weeks. Yeah. So we've had one good week of training with Andy Lee. Finally being able to make it here to, coach, able to make it here to Morecambe. So we started on Monday. We've had a great week of training. Having a rest today. Sunday's a day off, and then we're gonna, head it again tomorrow and keep pushing it and keep putting in the work. And looking forward to the challenge of fighting Chisora again, rematch.
How do you find it now living in the UK? You've got a big fan base here, but obviously you've lived in Vegas where you used to train. How do you find it now living in the UK?
This is a lot different, right? Vegas is like the bright lights. It's warm nearly all year round. We had a good setup there. We had, physios, neuromuscular specialists. We had massage therapists. We had, Kevin coach, strength work, all booked in. So we had a great setup there. But it was, I think it's just nice to be in a different country. Nice to be in a country where a lot of people support you. And we have a great setup here. Very fortunate to have, Tyson, make his gym available for us to use. I got myself here, Andy Lee, our coach, and we've got David Naika from New Zealand. So we're all working very hard in this camp. Even Isaac Lowe, Jason Quigley. So we've got a good team here of fighters and coach and Tyson pushing each other. And it's going to be a hard 7 weeks, but a good 7 weeks.
7th, 18th, you and Derek Chisora run it back this time in front of fans in the Manchester Arena. Do you think that's going to be an impact on this fight, having the fans back?
I think so. I think having the fans makes a big difference. It's obviously they're there supporting the fighters that they want to support, but also for us going out there and feeling the energy, or for me feeling the energy and feeling the atmosphere, and just so you sort of just stand there and look around and go, oh, okay, this is it. It's time to get to work.
Going back to the last fight, how would you sum up, before we get into the fight, how would you sum up fight week? Because it sort of started off quite cordial between you and Derek. You had breakfast together, etc. And then after the weigh-in, we weren't sure if the fight was even happening. Was it a strange week?
It was different. It was different from any other fight I've had, because we were all stuck in the bubble in the same hotel, and go for breakfast, or you go for training, or you go for whatever you're going for. You run into your opponent, you see your opposition, you run into other fighters, you see the media. So it was a different setup, than staying in a hotel and going here and going there, and doing things in different venues. So fighters are very respectful towards each other. And then obviously the weigh-in happened, and he didn't want to walk out first, and this and that. But in the end, he was willing to walk out first. I think his mum got in touch with him and said, "Hey, Derek, you have to do it," and that was it. So it was it was a good fight. It was a good lead-in, and it was a good fight, and it was very close. And I'm very happy that I got the win.
How do you sort of summarize the first fight? To me, it looked like a bit of a fight of two halves. He had quite a bit of success in the first half, and then you seemed to come on during the second phase. Is that how you saw it, or did you see it different?
Yeah, he put it on in the beginning, and I was just moving around, and he caught me with a good shot in the beginning, right in the start of the fight. So Derek is one of those fighters who's very tough, comes forward, throws big bombs, and he never gives up until the very end. Like, he doesn't give up at all until the very end, until the bell's just gone, that's when he's done. So I felt like it was a close fight, but when I watched it back, I feel I won the fight clean. A lot of people thought it was close. A lot of people thought I won. A lot of people thought he won. So it's good to run it back and see who's actually going to get it this time.
How would you sort of describe being in the ring with Derek compared to anyone else you face? Because he's such a high pressure fighter.
He's probably the most pressured fighter that I've been in the ring with. I've had Dillian Whyte, I've had Andrew Ruiz, but in Chisora, it's just like he just comes forward, and you have to give him a big one to make him stop, but he just keeps coming forward. He doesn't stop, so that makes it an exciting fight.
I noticed in sort of, especially the second half of the fight, you being a lot more aggressive sort of than in previous fights. Is that sort of what you've been working on?
We've been working on, like, listen, to win fights, you can't just move around and and box and move and be smart. You have to take risks and get in there and mix it up. So we showed glimpses of it in the first fight, and hopefully with the second fight we can show a lot more.
Without giving obviously too much away, do you think this will be a different fight to the first one? Can we expect a different version of you?
I feel like with what we're working on now and the game plan, very similar game plan, but it's just going to be, I have to get in there and throw punches. I have to throw more punches and be more aggressive. I can say it, but until the fight happens, I have to show it.
Are you expecting anything different from Derek heading into this one? Obviously, he's got a new trainer, Dave Colwell.
Got a new trainer. I think he's going to be he's been training hard since the fight. He's fit, he's strong, he's ready to go. I think he's just going to come. I'm not sure if he's going to be nice before the fight or I'm not really sure what he's going to bring. So I'm just going to be focusing on myself and what we'll be doing in training, what we're going to be practicing, sparring, and then leading into the fight. I'm just going to focus on getting everything right.
How do you feel sort of it's working now with Andy Lee, second training camp together?
I feel it's a lot better than the first. The first one was just an introduction and getting to know each other, and then getting to know a different style or sort of adding this and taking this away. And so I feel like with this second camp together, everything's flowing a lot better and a lot quicker than it did in the first camp. So I'm excited. I'm excited to put in the work and see what the result is when it's fight time.
Do you have any sort of prediction? Do you think this ends inside the distance, or?
I don't know. I've said many times I want to knock someone out, which this is what I want to do, but I haven't landed the clean shots to get that win or to get that knockout. So I'm just going to go in there and do my thing and, have fun, but get the work done.
Appreciate sort of camps just sort of starting. You've quite a few weeks out yet, but is it feel like a bit of a different camp with Jay Quigley having his world title fight coming up, and he's working towards that, and you've got your big fight as well?
It feels like, I don't know, it feels like a good camp and a good environment to be in. You got Joseph Quigley, like you mentioned, working hard for his fight. You got David Naika here, who's a bronze medalist at the last Olympics representing New Zealand, working on his debut here in the UK. You got Isaac Lowe, who's also an eliminator. And then you got myself fighting Derek Chisora. You got Andy, former world champion, Tyson Fury, champion of the world. So it's a good environment to be in, and everyone's pushing each other, helping each other. And we should listen. If we work hard and put in the work, and help each other, push each other, then we should all get good results when we all get the opportunity to fight.
A few weeks ago, you were in Las Vegas for Tyson's fight against Deontay Wilder. How did you find the whole experience?
Oh, listen, it was a great experience. I was very fortunate and blessed to be there, to go to support Tyson and to be part of the whole event. It was probably one of the best heavyweight fights I've seen in a long, long, long time. Well, probably is the best I've seen. Best heavyweight fight I've seen.
The after party looked good as well in the hackathon.
Yeah, the after party was good. We had the fight night, then we had went to the press conference, and then we ended up in Hakkasan. It was a great night.
Yeah. What's it like? I mean, being, I guess, rated as you are, you got Tyson, the man at the moment with the WBC belt. Is that a fight that you think may ever happen, or just because you're quite close that you don't see it happening?
No, we're very close. I don't think I'm not in his plans. I think Tyson's already got a plan of the fights that he wants and fighters he wants to be in the ring with, and I'm not one of them. So we are very close, and he's helped me out a lot recent times, connecting me with Andy, giving me his house to stay in the last camp, helping us while we're here in Morecambe. So yeah, I'm just not in those plans for him to, as a fighter, for him to fight.
What do you make of the journey he's been on, coming back from everything he did in terms of his mental health and winning the heavyweight championship again? How would you describe that journey? Has it inspired you?
It's inspiring and it's an incredible journey. Just like you said, everything that he's been through as a fighter and as a person, champion of the world, boxing his whole life, went through the times where he was down and out, and then the comeback. The comeback was probably one of the best stories. It is probably one of the best stories that I've heard and seen firsthand.
There's obviously talk of a potential fight between Tyson and Dillian Whyte. Be a big fight over here. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think that'll be a big fight here because of two British fighters. Dillian's got a great record and he's done some great things in boxing. Been in some big fights, and then you got Tyson, obviously the champion. But I think a lot of people want to see it.
Absolutely. Joe, just wanted to get your opinion on a fight, obviously here in September. Anthony Joshua and Oleksandr Usyk. Usyk causing the upset. Did you expect that?
I didn't expect that. I knew that Usyk had the skills, and everyone knew that he was very skillful. He's sort of like a technician, and but a lot of people underestimated him and what he could do. And he just showed, he showed great skill and great footwork, good speed, great movement, and he showed that the smaller heavyweights have a big chance.
Absolutely. I mean, they're obviously going to have a rematch looking like sort of March time. Do you think it will be a different Anthony Joshua approaching that rematch?
It really depends on Anthony Joshua and I think he's looking for a new coach at the moment. It just depends on him and how he approaches the fight. Usyk's going to have a lot of confidence coming into the second fight if they do have the rematch, and Joshua has a lot to work on. And I'm sure he can. He's been a great champion, and he's been unified champion twice, so he can do it again if he puts in the work and has the right approach.
You must be looking at sort of that fight, providing obviously December 18th goes well, as a fight that's very possible given the fact you're rated at 3 with the WBO.
Listen, there's a lot of opportunities out there for fights to be made and fights to be involved in. Firstly, I just got to focus on who's in front of me, do a better job than I did in the first fight. And if I can do that, then I can look, at the fights ahead.
Appreciate that. Just a couple of fight predictions from you, Joe. Canelo-Plant on Saturday night. How do you see it going?
I think it'll be a good fight. I know a lot of people picking Canelo, and I'll probably stick with him as well. And he's a beast in the ring. But I'm interested to see what Canelo-Plant brings. He'll be, I think he can put up a great fight.
Terence Crawford and Shawn Porter, November 20th.
That's another exciting fight, that one. I would have to pick Terence Crawford. He's a very, very talented fighter.
And just one last one. It just broke. I know you know Tommy Fury. He's obviously going to fight Jake Paul in a big fight a week before you, I believe.
December 18, the same day.
Same night. Sorry. Yeah,
right.
yeah. So maybe tune in after. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think Tommy knows what he needs to do. Jake Paul's, listen, he's done well, He's done well, and he's making some noise in the boxing world. But I know Tommy has ambitions to be a world champion, and he knows what he needs to do in this fight. So picking Tommy for that.
All right, Joseph, appreciate you coming on Pro Boxing Fans. December 18th, you and Derek Chisora, a big fight at Manchester Arena with fans this time. Any final message to your fans here in the UK?
I'm always thankful to the supporters here in the UK. It's nice to be here and have a lot of support. It's it drives me and pushes me to train hard. So just thanks to everyone for their support, and I'm looking forward to putting on a better performance December 18th.
Look forward to it, Joe. Appreciate it. Take care.
Thanks, Jonathan.